Why are you all sweaty?
I was watching Cops. Hey, what's up guys? So I have absolutely nothing to probably show you today. So I'm gonna have to think of something to entertain you. Obviously we would have the skit at the very beginning, but I didn't do much of anything today. Today was just class, then it rained, came home, I watched some Key and Peele, ate some Doritos, and now we're here at 9 o'clock in the evening and nothing to show for it. I guess I have to give you a tour of something because I don't want you to go empty-handed. This is one of those days. Hopefully there's not a lot of these. So far this will probably be the second one now of the 40-something days. We're around 43, I think. I don't know, don't quote me. Obviously it's in the title. But hopefully we don't end up with a bunch of these because I'm sure these suck. It doesn't show you much of what happened in the day because there wasn't anything really to show you other than, like I said, class, rain, watch TV when I came home, and that was it. So now I have to freaking give you a tour of something. So I'll give you a little bit something kind of cool. So I have like this little sort of a theme kind of down here because down here is like the entertainment area. With this side being like the movie kind of area, so it's got like the movie stuff here. This side over here being primarily the music area, even though there's a couple of movie posters over there. I do have some cool stuff that have like some classic stuff. When I had it in my apartment a long time ago, I used to have this apartment. This was back in like 96.
Whoa, 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 hold up. You're not that old. 2006. I meant to say 2006. Not 96. I would have been 16. What am I, Doogie Howser?
I had this wall of old school. I had a bunch of stuff on the shelf. It was all this old school stuff. And I kind of wanted to kind of have some of that stuff here. So I have some of it. And I'll show you some of the old school stuff that I have that I keep on this shelf back over here that you can't see right now, but I'm going to show you. And we're going to kind of do a little show and tell. I'm going to show you some of the stuff. Alright, so one of the old school things I have down here is an original Game Boy. It's not in the greatest of shape. It's got a bunch of stickers on it. And still got it hanging around. Along with it though, I have a Game Boy Color. Can't see it very well, but on the very back of it, it's got me and my niece Crystal, like little verses kind of a thing. But had these for a while. This I think I had before, like while I was in high school. I used to play this. And then this I think I got maybe like in the beginning of the Army because I wanted something to be able to take with me to the field to play. I even have a couple of old school games. I have Tetris for the original Game Boy right there. So that used to fit right here. This little cartridge right there. And the power button right there. And it would turn it on. And holy crap, it still works. I hadn't even tried this thing in like forever. I didn't think this thing actually worked. I'm actually kind of surprised right now. The screen is kind of dim. Is there volume on this thing? That's the contrast. Whoa. It's got a contrast thing. Where's the volume at? Oh man. That's funny. This thing has been sitting here for a while and it still works. That is awesome. So I could totally, if I really wanted to play this thing, I could sit here and just go to town. I wonder if this thing still works. Oh, this thing doesn't have batteries in it. We're gonna put batteries in this thing. We're gonna find out if this thing still works. Alright, so we got some batteries in this thing. I'm not sure how good these batteries are. So along with the Game Boy Color, I have Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. So funny, let's find out if this one still works. I don't remember, how did you even turn this thing on? The volume, no, it's the volume. Oh. There we go.
Oh man. Let's crank this volume up. It works. That's hilarious. I did not expect this part of the video to occur. I was just going to show you these items and show you a couple of other items. I did not know that these things still worked. Where's the volume? I don't hear anything. Oh, there we go. That's awesome. I tried to show you how it looks, but it's even hard for me to be able to see what the heck is going on. Training. That is hilarious. So there you go. Game Boy Color and original Game Boy still work. Who knew? Alright, so another item I was going to show you of the old school stuff. Mortal Kombat. Sadly, do not have the cartridge for it though. It's a bummer. I don't know what happened to the cartridge. This thing's very dusty. But it's funny seeing, like, you know, this is the original Mortal Kombat. And now you have Mortal Kombat X that we were playing in the last episode. But yeah, it's funny. MA13, it's got the Sega logo on it. And then, you know, you got the whole little preview on the back that shows you what the game looks like. So, still have this. Have a Sega Genesis right here. Couldn't tell you if this thing still works. I don't have the power adapter for it, nor do I have any games to try it out. I would imagine it probably still works. I just don't have power for it or a game to really try it out. So can't really check if this works. There's a phone number on here. I wonder what happens if you call it. Let's call it. So it's got on here, if you need help, call 1-800-USA-SEGA. I wonder if that number still works, like if Sega still uses this number. We're gonna call them up. Let's find out how this goes. So here we go. We're gonna call 1-800-USA-SEGA. Let's see what it sounds like. I'll put it on speaker.
Hello, and thank you for contacting Sega customer service. Unfortunately, we no longer provide any service over the phone. Please go to help.sega.com to review our FAQ articles or submit a request online. A friendly representative should contact you within one business day to help you with whatever issues you may be having with our games. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Record your message at the tone when you are...
Huh. So you can leave a message. I'm not going to leave a message. I don't want them to call me back. That's funny that the number still works, because Sega, I think, still makes games. They don't make, obviously, consoles or anything, but I think Sega still makes some video games. I'm not 100% sure on that. Pretty cool. I think so. I think they make games. So yeah, there's the Sega Genesis. Then here I have, again, very dusty, the original Sony PlayStation. I don't know if there's anything in it. No, there's nothing in it. But this is the original PlayStation. This is what it looked like. You had the power button, reset button, open button to open up the CD tray, and then the little power adapters back here. I don't remember what this was though. What was this thing? Oh, it's like a special crazy old port or something like that, I guess. I don't remember. And then obviously they're still in business because, you know, they have 4 more generations after this one. This one, I do not see a phone number as handy as the Mr. Sega was, but yeah, old school right here. It's got a Metallica sticker on it right there. And then the cool thing I remember about these things was that the discs were black. I always thought that was cool. It's like, it's a magical disc. How does it read it? It's black. This is Medal of Honor. And then also I've got here, I don't know if you ever remember these things if you're a PlayStation fan, but a jam pack. You used to get these things, they had them in magazines or something like that, and they would have a bunch of demo games on it. You got to try out a bunch of cool games, so I got that still hanging around, and that's pretty much the main things of my old school stuff. There's a few other things, but I won't go into all of it. But that's still crazy that Game Boy still works. I did not expect that. I have not tried turning that thing on. It's just been sitting around. It's so hilarious. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this little tour of my old school junk. So there you go. We'll go ahead and close out this video. Again, sorry I didn't have much to show you today, but hopefully the little entertainment of showing you the Game Boys, maybe that brought you back. If you're around my age, if you're younger, maybe you're like, what the F was that giant brick that you had? But it's kind of crazy. So with that, it kind of reminds me
of kind of like how to keep myself entertained. Like when I was younger and we'd be on road trips with my family, you know, and then even in the military, you know, sometimes you'd have downtime and you know, in the field where you weren't doing anything. You had to try to keep yourself entertained. So that's going to bring us into the question of the day, which is, when you were younger and you would do stuff like that, like you'd be on a road trip with your family or whatever, and you're in the back seat of the car and you're on some long trip, you know, maybe it's like a couple hours, maybe it's 4 hours, maybe it was a whole day across country to wherever you guys were going on your family vacation. How did you keep yourself entertained? And for me, it'd basically be that. I can't remember, I think I got the Game Boy, now that I think about it, I can't remember for sure, but I think me and my stepsister got Game Boys when we were going to Germany, because my stepmom is German, so we were going to Germany and I think they got us Game Boys to be able to play and keep ourselves entertained. I'm not 100% sure, but I do remember at some point in my life, younger, that's how I kept myself entertained. We'd be on a trip and I had like a small collection of Game Boy games. It was Tetris, I don't remember what else I had, but and that's what we would do. We'd sit there and play Game Boy video games and stuff, and just kind of goof around with that. I remember even like the small little pocket like blackjack games and or like the slot machine games, the old pocket ones. We'd play those sometimes too. So those were some of the main ones I would play. I remember I couldn't do it a lot. Even still nowadays, I get car sick if I'm not watching the road. But that kind of stuff still came in handy, like on planes. So if I was on a plane trip, I could play Game Boy on the plane and keep myself entertained. So leave a comment down below of how you kept yourself entertained when on road trips when you were younger with your family. And I will see you tomorrow. See ya.